Everybody, welcome back to my channel. I've come on again to use the Uniko stamps again this time, not the stencil I don't think. So I've got two pieces of card 4.5 squared, and I'm just going to actually make a couple of backgrounds on this one. So I'm using the solid circle of this set. So this was the set I got, which is called Mid-Century Modern Florals Clear Stamp Set. So in the last card I used this floral in the middle, so it was this one, this long stem and the two leaves. So I'm thinking I want to do a bit of a background using some of these solid ones. So I've got various distress oxides from the last time. I've not really changed what I've got, and I've got some VersaFine clear ones as well. So what I thought is I'd just make a bit of a background, and I'm hoping my camera's straightish. I'm filming in the evening, so it's hopefully the lighting's perfect and you're able to see, but from what I can see through the camera it all looks fine. So I'm going to just use some squeezed lemonade, and I'm just going to do a wee background. It's not planned, it's just going to be kind of random stamping to make a background, and I'll do another colour shortly. So that's squeezed lemonade, so it's quite light. Got my cloth as well. I'm going to have, this time, I'm going to have some salvage patina or patina, whatever you want to call it. I've always known it as salvage patina, but some people seem to call it patina, whatever, fancy. So I'm just going to go over and near some of the other ones, because I just want to create a little bit of a background on here, and I'm going off a bit as well, which is fine, and that's fine. So I'm now going to get a different colour again. So I'm going to go this time for mustard seed, which is slightly darker yellow. So just going to go in, and I'm going over some of these, but that's actually fine. I don't mind going over some of the already stamped circles that are there, which is fine. And then one more other colour, which is going to be, where is it? Rusty Hinge, just for a contrast. Going to go up there. So it just makes a nice fun background. I told you that there was lots of things you could do with these stamps, not just necessarily using them as is, but yep, just trying to make slightly different sort of designs and ideas. So that's one background, so I'll just bring that up. So that's quite nice, and I don't mind that they're not completely stamped. I think that looks quite nice. So let's see, let's perhaps get one of the other ones just to add as well, or I could actually add these. Let's add a mixture of these. These are like the centers of the flower. So let's just put those on a block. And if this is big enough, yeah, that's fine. So this time I'm going to use some of the Vertifine Clear just to pop on, I think. Let's see, what have I got? I've got Twilight. Let's just use Twilight for this one. So I'm just going to pop them in some of the circles as well. That one moved slightly, which wasn't supposed to happen, but it did, but that's okay. So just continuing to really make a background as well. Maybe a bit there and a bit here, and that'll do for that one. So we're going to get rid of that colour, I think, and we're going to use, what else could I use? Oh, I think I might just keep to that Twilight actually. So I'm going to do this other one. And that's going to go in there. They stamp really well as well. They're so good. And that actually reminds me of, I'm sure I've seen wallpaper similar to this. It's not quite the same, obviously, but I'm sure I have seen a similar type of wallpaper. But I'm going to put that up there as well, and one just there. And I might put one there and one in between there. That's fine. So I think that background is probably finished. It's probably got enough in it, so that's could go on. I've got a base here, so these would go on there, and that would just make a nice card in itself. So that's one. And then I've got this other piece. I mean, I can cut more out. So let's see if we can use some more of the solid ones. So we've got some ovals as well, which are solid. So you could use a mixture of these. Let me get another block. So this time I'm going to use picked raspberry. Maybe easier just to do it that way. Picked raspberry. Same. And I could actually do this, make a pattern. So let's see if we can get more onto that. So let's do, which I don't get any more onto there, so that can go on there. That's a bit better, yes. And then one can just go up there again, which is fine. And then I'm going to do use the solid circle again, and I'm going to use this gorgeous Twisted Citron, which is nice as well, and I'm going to pop that there like that. This one here like that. This one up here. I'm just really kind of making a pattern along the middle of this piece of card like that. So that's fine. And then just wipe that as well. Then I want to do another one. So I'm going to use, let me see what would look quite nice. So I'm going to use this one, which is wilted violet. And I'm going to use the, now what will I use this time? Let's use this sort of teardrop sort of shape, I would call it teardrop, or you could have it as a leaf, I suppose. So let's just get some on there, and then I'm just going to do fill in the gaps in between with this. And I'm not going to keep it any particular way. I'm just going to fill the gaps in as much as I can. Let's do it this way for a wee change. And here we'll go this way again. And just here. And then I think maybe one more just off that edge there. And that just creates another kind of pattern. So you can do really anything you want to do with these, you know. And then I'm thinking I've got these sort of, what did I call them? I don't know what they are. These ones I could go on top of with another ink. So they're sort of scribbly type. I don't know, that's the only way I can describe it. Scribbly hatching or something like that. Yeah, something like that. It's probably not the right word, but I can't think of the word. So I'm going to go over the tops of these in a slightly darker colour, I think. And I'm going to use Chianti Versafine Clear. So I'm going over the circles. So just hovering over, finding that circle and just trying to get into that, trying to get over the right bit so that it's actually over the circle. That was better that time. Sometimes it's quite hard to see, but that's better now. The first one wasn't very good, but there we go. And there's that one. It's not so good, but that's fine. These are so versatile, these stamps. They really are. You can make lots of nice patterns with them. And I'm going to not use Chianti this time. I'm going to use, let's use some Charming Pink over the actual pink, which was picked raspberry. So you might not see it, but I think you will. Let's hope I've got that in the right place. Yes, I did. So you can see it. It's a bit more subtle though this time. Turn this round and just do that there. That one's a bit off. There we go. That's better. So that's quite nice as well. I'm not going to do it with the little one because there isn't one anyway. So what I want to do is now I want to just, let me think what I was going to do there. Where's my ruler? So I've got a ruler here, and what I just want to do is to just draw a line hopefully straight, and I've got my, it's just a black pen. I'm just going to go up there, draw a line there, turn it round at the same area, and just try and make sure that's the same. So that is quarter of an inch, or is it half an inch? Half an inch, yeah. So if I go to there, I should be able to just put a pen mark there and just there, just to make sure I get it in the same place roughly. So about here, I think. And then I can line those up and draw a line. Hopefully, says she. There we go. That needed another darker bit on this side because that side looks a wee bit heavier than the other side. Here we go. So yeah. And the next thing I want to do is just to add some of these leaves on the bottom. So I'm going to go in with my twisted citron and just do that along the bottom. So this is not planned, this is just pure off the cuff stuff. It's not planned at all. I've just decided that this is what I was doing. I've not planned it. Maybe it looks like I've not planned it as well. I want to do the same thing, but I want to choose a different colour. I want to do the same thing at the top. I want to choose a different colour, so I'm going to choose Dusty Concord. I think I'll choose Dusty Concord. So it's the same leaf or leaves. And I want to do it down the way though this time. So I'm trying to keep it even as I did at the bottom, the same place adjacent at the top. She says. Seems alright so far. And then here. And then another one which will be not quite on. It's fine, and I'll just put a wee tiddly bit here at the side. That's fine. So, you know, you're going to truly make these your own if you do have these stamps or decide to buy them. And there's one more little tiny one of these sort of centres. It's really, really small. And I'm going to pop it on this one. And I'm just going to pop that on in between again as well. So I'm going to use this time, what am I going to use? I'll use Twilight again. So I'll take my stamp, because it's so small, to the ink, not the other way around. And I'm just going to do little bits. I was going to just do it in between, but I'm thinking I could actually make that more into like a flower head if I wanted to, which is quite nice. I just have to be a bit careful here, but that's okay. And I mean, I suppose I could kind of make it all a bit more flower headed there. So this is just really random stamping and kind of making it up as you go along. And just hoping that you get something looking really quite nice. Oh, that didn't do it very well. Try and make it the whole thing stamp, that's better. It's just because I wasn't leaning properly down onto the actual stamp there. sometimes when it's a wee bit smaller, that can happen. So just stamping a few in the middle as well, just to make it a wee bit more like a flower of some description. I mean, it could be anything really you wanted it to be. And obviously these colours, you wouldn't have to use these. I just decided that that's what I was using. But you know, you don't have to. You could use nice pastels or brights or anything really. This was just what I decided I'd use. And in some ways I think I might have, you know, I might have, if I thought a bit more about it, but I don't like to think too much about it. Maybe I would have used slightly different colours, but it doesn't matter. You can always, oh, it's got a big blob on it. I don't want a big blob on it. You can always do another one, you know. And I've got a bit here. I can do one as well. It's always nice to remember to use your smaller stamps as well as the bigger ones, because you know smaller ones can really feature in your cards and your other projects. So I'm just going to put a couple more bits onto here to make it look a wee bit more like some of the other ones, because it looked a bit sparse. And I'm just turning the stamp round so that I can get to the right place. And I can always turn the paper, but sometimes it's easier to turn the actual stamp round as well, just to get to where you want your stamp to be. Like that. I think that looks okay. And so I'm thinking now I'm not going to do anything else with that, I don't think, because that is my sort of florals that I've made using different stamps. And now what I want to put in is, let me see, what I could do is actually, oh, why am I taking that off? Put this one in, and I'm not going to use that colour because it's quite dark. So if I get the Chianti one again, which is quite dark, but not quite as dark as that Twilight, and I didn't do that one, I've just noticed. So I'm just going to put right in the centre of these that one as well, like that. That one. There we go. So I mean that looks lovely. I think that looks good. I'm quite happy with that. I think I might go down a bit. I'm awful far up today. And I could go back in with this because I haven't done that little one at the side. So actually let's go up a bit. I don't want to be too near because I'm conscious that sometimes I am. I think there was one video I did recently and it was so near that you could hardly see what I was doing, and that wasn't good. So I'm just filling this one in, same as these other circular ones, so that it all looks similar, and you can see that it's a flower of some description. So yeah, that's fine, that's worked out. What are we at now? We're at 24 minutes. So just showing you that, you know, using all the other stamps, not necessarily making them into flowers as is, but using them in different ways just to make a floral type background or an abstract type background, whatever you want it to be. Now I've got some card bases here. So these are 5 by 5. And the layer that I've just stamped onto is 4.5 squared. So if I want to put on a border, I could. I'm just seeing if I've got anything suitable on, excuse me, the table next to me. I have got this piece, which might work. Let's try this. Just cut this to, so if that was 4.5, it needs to be 4 3/4. I don't know if I'll get that for the other one. So 4 3/4 squared, excuse me. Let's see what it looks like. If it's not any good, we won't use it. What do you think? I think that's quite nice. I'm going to come up a bit more because I'm just conscious of being too near. I'll go down a bit that way, that's better. So we'll just stick with this one then. And I'm actually going to do a bit of cornering. So I'm going to corner that, and I'm going to corner the opposite diagonal, but I'm going to leave these other 2 bits, and I'm going to do exactly the same on here, and it just gives you a slightly different kind of shape. Now, yep, so you can still put it on your square card, but there's just a sort of, it just gives a slightly different look. You can actually do your base card the same, if it will let you. Just let me get rid of that's a wee bit full, and then obviously opposite at this corner you can do that, and that just gives your card a slightly different look and shape, which is sometimes quite nice to have. I mean, you could do the whole thing all the way around, but I'm not going to. I just want it to look like that. So it's curved diagonally and left. So I need to make sure I've got it round the right way. Yes, I do. So don't glue it completely down until it's not quite in the right place. So there you go. Says she. Ooh, that's better. No, it's not. Let's get that bit sort of done a bit better. That's better. And then I'm just going to pop this on now. So I was actually thinking today, if any of my subscribers would be interested in having a kit sent out, because I'm looking at ways to kind of monetize my channel. And what I wondered is who would be interested in having a kit sent out with a video link that they would only get if you bought the kit, and you'd have it for a wee while, and if you would then follow the video to find out how to make a certain card or do a certain technique. So if you might be interested in that, please do leave me a comment in the comments that if you're, so what would I say, interested in, just say if you're interested in doing something like that. That would be helpful to know. So anyway, this is card number 1. Hope you like it. It could go this way, could go landscape like that, it could go portrait, whatever way. I think landscape's actually quite nice. So there's that number 1, and this is the first one I did, which is just really a background, and it's lovely as well, and I do really like it. So what I do want to add to it though is I do want to add some splats. So if I look for, I'm just looking for this aqua pen, which is in, what colour is that? Marigold, and I'm just going to flick on top of the lid a couple of times just to get some splatter. You know how I like splatter. I'm not bothered it's going on the card below. That is actually fine. That just adds a bit more to the base card as well. That's probably enough. So I've got that. And then we're just going to glue this on, just straight. I think we're not going to do, or maybe we'll do the curve for that as well. So if you're doing that particular, if you want to do this particular design, it would be cutting wherever you decide diagonally across from each other. So like that, and then this one we're just going to pop on flat. Now I need to see if I can find something to pop on these, like so. So just pop. Oh, that's not right. Where's the bit that opens? Have I done that the wrong way? I think I have. Yeah, I've done it the wrong way, because that would mean then it's going to be upside down, isn't it, or on the side. Well, I could have it on the side, I could have it like that. So yes, let's go on the side. So let's have it landscape, or it's not really landscape, it's just the same because it's a square, so it's not really, if you know what I mean, landscape, although opens tenfold, doesn't it? There we go. Let's just wipe, because I'm conscious that I've got it everywhere. So I just need to put a couple of sentiments on it somewhere. Now what I thought I might do is just write some, because I've got a couple of pieces of excess card here. So what could I write? Could I write something like enjoy, I'm just doing it in capitals, enjoy today. That's what we'll do for one of them. Enjoy today, and a wee exclamation mark, colour that in with just the black pen. So that could be one, maybe that one. And then this one, let's see, let me think. Live in, hopefully I can get this, in the moment. Ooh, I just managed no more there. Live in the moment. So that would be two of those. So let's just chop it down slightly because it's still a bit big. Oh. Sometimes I just do that. I'm going to get a bit of pink for under this because I think it needs it. So I'm just going to stick that on, and then I'll stick it down just with a little border like that, and then we can just chop that. Oh, that wasn't very clever, surely. Just chop that with a little border around it. That's fine. And then I can just find somewhere to pop this now. Let's see what would be a good space. I don't really want to cover too much, but I think there, or I'll do it here. I think I'll just do it here. Live in the moment, which is a good wording. And then this one is just going to go on with white because I don't really have any. I mean, there's a yellowy colour here, which maybe, let's just try and see if that would work. It's got stripes, but it might be okay, just as having a little bit of a colour around it. So what I need to do here is just chop down there and a little bit here at the end, and then same at the bottom, chop that away, and that just gives that a little bit of a border. And it is not straight by any means of the imagination, but you know what, it's a handmade card. And I think I'm just going to pop it straight in the middle like that. So that is 2 more cards from my stamps from Uniko, and if you liked what you saw, please do let me know what you thought, and you can buy any of the products from Uniko limited.co.uk. I'll put all the information in the information box below, and if you're interested in what I suggested in this video, please do let me know in the comments, and if there's enough people, perhaps it's something that I will do. So thanks so much, and I'll be back soon with something else. Bye for now. So I came back on and I decided to do a little bit more detail with some of these cards because I like to go in afterwards and just do put some extra detail. So I've got this gold gel pen and I'm just putting some gold, making the sort of, perhaps what might be the sort of flowery parts of this, what I've made it into a flower, just to enhance it and make them stand out a little bit more. So I just went back in with a gold pen and did that, and you can you can see that there, and I've did it there. And I'm just going to go in and do most of these, probably all of them, and that just gives a bit more detail and a bit more finish to the card. I don't always do everything like this on my card, don't always do details as like this, but on a lot of my cards I do, because I like to just sort of add wee accents and parts that are totally unique to me. So I think, oh, that one needs done as well. So let's just keep adding these ones on. I mean, obviously I could use any colour gel pen, but I'm partial to gold and silver. There's a couple here as well I can do. It's just wee circles that I'm going over. And then what I thought I might do with these is just go up the middle and then make a sort of V all the way down, just to create a sort of leaf look. So it doesn't have to go, it could go, V could go down the way or up the way, just whatever. Excuse my stomach, it's making noises. And then same here. this one, this one, and I don't know whether I'll do these. I might do. That just kind of gives them a little bit more interest than being just wee leaves. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just whatever you like, really. I just like to do this after. I just think it adds to the card, but sometimes I have to go, right, walk away, you've done enough. You don't need to do any more. You'll overdo it, and sometimes I do. So I hope that I'm not overdoing it on this one. That's okay. So you can just see there's some wee areas that I've added to and made it. So I'm going to just finish off and do this at the top as well, and that'll just keep it all the same. There we go. I think that's all I sort of need there. I don't know if I'm going to put any on this one. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just do a circle in the middle of these. Excuse my stomach, I'm really quite burpy tonight. Sorry folks if you're hearing that on this video. I do apologise. One there as well, and there's one here, and I think that's all really that you can see. There's a wee bit here we can just do. Yep, so that's just adding a little bit to these two cards. So there we go. Hope it wasn't too close. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye.